Hey guys, Ed here. I'm here with Andreas Glor, who's the head of sports marketing for Reebok in the region. Andreas, I know you've done events like this before, but this one's a little bit unique, isn't it?
Yeah, it's it's the first time we've partnered up with a retailer like the Wildlife, who are our specialty retailer for all things CrossFit in Australia, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. A lot of the direction that we're going these days is very much community focused and getting back into the community, and things like this is really the essence of that. I mean, you can't get much more CrossFit and community based than here at CrossFit Bondi.
Now, you've got some games athletes coming in, but speaking to that community aspect of what you've done, you've also got a bunch of winners that have done an online comp, and they're going to come in and get a session with those games athletes.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's something we kind of forget about. I mean, we're around these elite athletes all the time. We forget how influential they are and how great it is to come and work out and train with them. So for the launch with the Wildlife, we've reached out to some winners and to give them an experience with games athletes, like you say, with the likes of Rob Forte and Zeke Grove and Jess Coughlin and Harry Roberts as well, to really kind of work out with them, sweat with them, and really, it's what CrossFit's about. You can go into any box in the world and you're on the same level because everyone's there to, blood, sweat and tears throughout a workout.
Now, Andreas, before you take us through the new features of the 9, I'd like to take a trip back down memory lane. Now, I still remember unboxing my very first Nano 1s. What can you tell us about the first ever Nano that was released?
Yeah, look, like I said, this was pretty revolutionary for us. It was the first shoe that we came out for functional fitness, and the most identifying thing is the width of the forefoot.
Yep.
CrossFitters, fitness, squatters and so forth, there's the natural movement of the human foot. As you squat down, your toes spray up.
Yep.
So we wanted to make sure that we've got enough width in the forefoot for that. It's a very light shoe as well, very soft, because we wanted to be able to make it versatile for running, for squatting movements and box jumps and so forth.
If I remember correctly, there was a special way to mold these to your feet.
Absolutely, it's quite funny. It's what we call U-form.
Right.
So U-form is it's a heat molded technology.
Right.
So you put it in the oven, put it in the microwave, not with your popcorn or anything like that, and it heats up the shoe, and then you put it on nice and tight, and it molds around your foot. The whole purpose is because everyone's foot is different.
Yes.
So you want to be able to mold the shoe to your foot and make it as comfortable as possible.
Absolutely.
Then we go into the Nano 2.
2012.
That's right. A couple of changes here. What we brought in was a material called DuraGrip.
Yep.
So what we found from the feedback from the users of the Nano 1, again, we're always trying to improve the shoes, we're always trying to make our technologies better, is there was a lot of wear in the front.
Yes.
So we added this DuraGrip in here just to toughen it up, because we found a bit of stitching coming off, and again,
that was the upgrade.
CrossFitters go through are pretty tough on their shoes as well.
Yep.
Breathability was also some of the feedback that came through, so we made it a little more breathable in here.
Awesome.
Still very wide in the front.
Yep.
Again,
Yep.
that's pretty common and stable theme across all of our Nanos.
It's funny you say about the width, because I remember before having Nanos, I'd always break CrossFit shoes that I was wearing by my toes just busting out the sides, and then that's never happened to me with a pair of Nanos. So that width is really important.
Absolutely.
Take us to the 3s.
Nano 3, what we've got here is what we call DuraCage. So as you can say, it's a little bit stronger across the whole forefoot.
Yep.
Again, because now rope climbs are coming into play a lot more, and part of that is we introduced the Rope Pro under the forefoot here, because we started seeing rope climbs and we started seeing some of these more functional movements come through in CrossFit as well.
Sure.
A little bit stiffer in the heel too,
because
ollie lifting is obviously a key part of CrossFit as well.
And around about this time, ollie lifting really started to make its way into lots of programs, didn't it? So that makes sense.
Absolutely. So again, stronger heel, so it gives you that stability, so you're not flopping around in your lifts as well.
Sure.
Then we go into the Nano 4. This, again, it's got the Duratec technology, but one of the major changes here is lightness. So as we started to bring in these new materials and technologies, the shoe got a little bit heavier. So the feedback again was we want a lighter shoe. Still very stiff under the heel for squatting and so forth. And again, just that lightness in the front forefoot, and again, some breathability, and then design aspects too.
Sure. Now we've got 2 pairs of 5s here, is that right?
No, we got 5s and the 7s we go into too. We're going to pump the brakes there, Ed. We've got a long journey to go.
I got excited. I want to get to the 9s, you can tell.
So Nano 5, this is where we really brought in some new technologies and some changes in the shoe. We partnered up with Kevlar. same company to do bulletproof vests and
Yep.
so forth. Don't go and shoot yourself in the foot with this or anything like that.
Noted.
What it is, it's really a durability thing.
Right.
So again, because more rope climbers and CrossFitters are putting themselves into harder workouts,
Yep.
we needed to build a shoe that was to be able to withstand that. So partnering it with Kevlar, it stiffened up the heel as well, just to make it a little bit stiffer in your squats, a bit more stability.
Yep.
And again, some of that Dura grip around the front to stop that wear and so forth.
It's funny you mentioned the Kevlar material because for me, when I put the 5s on, they were significantly different from the previous 4, and now that I know what that is, it's so obvious that was the feeling of
Yeah,
it. So
yeah.
It was a big departure, wasn't it? A bit of a change there.
Yeah. It's again we've got a really strong innovation department at Reebok, and we're looking at ways to improve, looking at new technologies, new materials. I mean, the everyday CrossFitter and the everyday fitness goer wants a shoe that can kind of do it all,
Yep.
and they don't necessarily want to be buying new shoes every 6 months.
Sure.
We want them to buy shoes every 6 months because that keeps us in business. So moving on to Nano 6, probably arguably one of our favourite shoes.
One of my favourites. Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely a crowd favourite and the people's choice.
Yep.
A couple of features in this. It's still got the Kevlar built in,
Yes.
not as wrapped as the Nano 5. We needed a shoe that we found the feedback was it's got to be more wearable. So it's pretty much put your foot straight in and go and train. There was no breaking in period.
Interesting.
It had a couple little features like the heel tab. It's got a thicker tongue as well. Some of the feedback on the 5 was it slipping down. Again, it's just an illustration of what we're doing to try and improve and listening to what CrossFitters want.
Yep.
Again, it's got the Rope Pro, slightly different foot mold here, and the rubbers we've changed a little bit, and also dual density, so it's a little bit easier and lighter to run.
Was that your colour of choice? Just
No,
out of
I
interest?
went more pink than
Okay, I
purple.
thought
Yeah,
this was just
brings
for-
out my eyes.
All right, so that was a 6. Like I said,
That
bit
was
of
a 6.
Bit of a crowd favourite. Now we have 2 pairs of 7s here, like a 7 and a 7.
7.5 technically what we called it.
Okay, cool.
It was a 7.5, or the official name was a 7 Flex Weave.
That's right. Yes.
So obviously a huge graphic design change in this.
Yeah.
It doesn't look anything like the 6. Went for bright colors. Some of the feedback we got is, hey, CrossFitters want to stand out, kind of look cool.
Yep.
What we integrated here was what we call a 360 heel cup as well. Again, what we're finding is that for squatting and so forth. The Nanos have been renowned for a shoe that can do it all. We've seen a lot of elite athletes who will only wear a Nano to do all their movements.
Yep.
So we wanted to make sure that we've got a shoe that can be able to do that. A lot stiffer heel in here. We've still got the Kevlar and in the instep for rope climbs.
Yep.
We've changed it a little bit, slight design in the Rope Pro,
Okay.
more of a sleeker design, everything kind of lines and so forth. And again, we introduced a nano weave technology in the upper. Breathability, durability,
Yep.
again, ticking all the boxes that we kind of want from a shoe.
Now the Flex Weave in the 7.5, as you dub it, this is one of my favourite shoes as well. I love the 7.5.
So this one, what we did, the feedback from the 7 was a little bit stiff. So what we've done here is we've softened up the upper material by integrating, like I say, the Flex Weave technology.
Yep.
It's the breathability and also the durability in this made it a lot better shoe in terms of for an overall workout. Very solid on the heel as well. It's still got the 360-degree heel cup on here. Nice and stiff on the back. Again, if you like the stiffer shoe, this is really great also. Then we go into the 8, and this is probably a contender to the 6.
Yes.
We're fortunate we haven't had many, if any, negative feedbacks about the shoe. From at first visuals, it looks very similar to the 7 and the 7 Flex Weave, but a couple of major design changes in here is what we across the midfoot. The feedback we got from the 7 was it was quite stiff and really quite hard to run in.
Yep.
So what we've done is we've put a dual density foam into the forefoot, and you can basically there's a nice little line in here and it softens it up. So running, much easier.
I was about to say it's interesting the feedback was on running because I love running in my 8s. Like I feel like they're like better than any running shoe I could buy.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, running is a staple function of any kind of fitness, and especially CrossFit. And we're seeing it in all the games workouts. A lot of we could do it in regional, in the open, we would.
Yep.
But running's fitness.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
We wanted to ensure that we had a product and a shoe that'd be able to manage a run up to that mile to 2 kilometre mark.
Sure.
Before you go into some serious running.
Yep.
We revamped the flex weave technology in here with a figure 8 pattern. A lot of it's also streamlined to make the design look quite cool,
Yep.
because we want to make sure it looks good. The gum, everyone loves gum.
Yes,
you know.
everyone loves gum, don't they?
And then we also, one of the features in here was we put in a neoprene heel support and ankle cuff in here.
Yes.
Again, some of the feedback going back to that wearability, just
Right.
putting the shoe straight on, it fits, there's no breaking in, and just really, really comfortable. And this is some of the feedback we had from when we designed product with Rich Froning and so forth,
Right.
who never does his shoes up, he wants some support in there, but loves it really nice and comfortable.
Hey, just one question on those. There seem to be so many cool colorways on those, and even recently there's been more released. It's like, was there more designs of that than previously, or?
Well, the way that it works is, the feedback and a lot of the response from people is, why don't we get those cool colors in Australia?
Right. Okay.
We are a business, obviously, and we need to manage having all of these cool colors.
Yeah.
Is you might think one color is cool, but we need
can't
another
import
500
400 of
people.
them, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But with the strength of the product and everyone loves a shoe, we're now arranging every single color that's available across the
awesome.
world. So here in Australia and New Zealand, you can get every single color that's available, which is great. Saves the emails and the phone calls that I always get going, why can't we get
All right.
it?
So we can save you some work.
Yeah.
Now, that's like I said, bit of a trip down memory lane. And it's really cool to watch the evolution of the shoe. And I'm sure for those that have owned the shoe, you'd pick up on little things like that. Like certainly the feel of the 5 was different. The 8 was beautiful to run in. So where does that leave us with the 9? Talk me through the 9.
We're putting the best shoe that we've created in terms of a nano, but we like to say that every year because
sure.
we're always improving.
Yep.
A couple of major design features in here that we're looking at. We've revamped it.
Yep.
Visually, you'll see what we call the stripes and crosses design on here,
I-
which we had in the 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah.
It goes back to our heritage and,
love it.
and what we were renowned for back in the day.
It's so eye-taking when you open the box to see those. What was it? Sorry, it's called.
Vector. So it's a stripes and crosses kind of design template
Yeah,
that
love
comes
it.
out. Because again, we want this shoe to be able to be worn by everyone. So
Yep.
like we say, it's a nano for all. You can walk down the street with this. I mean, it looks good and
Yep.
visually appealing. We've got a new stretchy flex weave technology in here. Again, super strong, super lightweight, but also really breathable in here as well, because so we're sweating a lot in the shoes and we want to be able to make sure that they can handle it. Some of the feedback we got is we want more runnable, more wearable. So what we've done here is we've actually included a dual density shoe and
that's
a
what it
midsole
is.
shoe.
Okay.
So a lot softer and a lot better for running.
Yep.
We've continued with the neoprene ankle support and cuff in here.
Yep.
And again, with a high heel support for squatting and so forth.